Hello everyone! This is Running on Empty Food Review. Well, hello ladies, gentlemen, and everyone watching. Welcome one and all to this newest edition of the Running on Empty Food Review series. I'm your host, The Report of the Week. Thank you for checking in. Well now, after the last video that I did, which wasn't technically a review, now I'm back at it with the formal reviews. I hope to do a bunch this month, so I was thinking, because there's a lot of things that are out now, because it's been a little bit of time, and I was thinking, after that harrowing experience that I spent the last video covering, how about I at least review something that has a considerable chance of being good? And lo and behold, Chick-fil-A has come out with a new sandwich, which, as I'm sure you could hear, that dog is very excited about as well. Perhaps understandably so. Chick-fil-A doesn't do these releases often. I would say this happens maybe once or twice a year at most. And while there can be exceptions, of course, Chick-fil-A is one of those places that typically really thinks through their releases. That's the impression that I've always got. That if they release an item, they usually put a lot of thought into it, a lot of effort into it, and usually it ends up being quite enjoyable. They're one of the few establishments that I've given a very high number of very high scores to, deservedly so. One of the few places that still puts in the effort. So we will see if it continues with this latest release. For a limited time, Chick-fil-A has their new Pretzel Cheddar Club Sandwich. Available between the price of $7 and $10. You can get it in original, which is your standard Chick-fil-A, chicken fillet, right? That's what I got on this one. But you could also get it in spicy version or grilled. Again, I got it with the original. So, of course, just your typical breaded, crispy chicken fillet. Then it comes with lettuce, tomato, cheddar cheese, Applewood-Smoked Bacon on a Pretzel Bun. And then it also comes with a side of Creamy Dijon Mustard Sauce. So, there's the box. Within lieth the Pretzel Cheddar Club. Real chicken, real tasty. And there it is. There's that pretzel bun at the forefront. There was a time, I remember a couple years ago, when these pretzel buns were like a really big deal. It was a big trend, you saw it. They were like everywhere. Might have been like 2016 or so. This place had the pretzel bun, that place had the pretzel bun, you name it. They all did. I mean, it's a big sandwich. You could see for scale. Decent size. I would have to assume if you saw or heard that must have been a squirrel doing its thing. And I know it's kind of tough to see with the brightness, but there's the Creamy Dijon Mustard. So what I think I'm going to do is I guess I'm just going to find a way to just go in, try it out, and then I think I'll just give it an assessment without the sauce, and then I'll crack open that sauce, see how it is, and take it from there. Alright, the Pretzel Cheddar Club Sandwich from Chick-fil-A, going in. See how good it is. I know you're thinking right now, I'm so glad, Review Bra, that you paused the camera for the eating segment, but then you started it back up while you took that glorious sip of water, because that's obviously why I'm watching the whole review, right? Alright. I have to say, the sandwich was a little tricky to eat, and it really had nothing to do with Chick-fil-A's fault. It's just that my jaw ends up being a bit on the smaller side as far as the actual radius upon which it opens, and it's one of the reasons why my bites sometimes are a bit awkward. So, trying to eat it, I had to really compress it a little bit, and I just wanted to save you the awkwardness of having to see that. But as a brief cross section, you can see it's a big sandwich. But number one, I want you to see the ratio, actually, of the chicken fillet compared to everything else. And while there's a lot of ingredients here, the amount of chicken on this is considerable. Secondly, what I want to add, and you can say what you want about me, you can say what you want about these reviews, people have said it before, and if you're one of those folks, get ready, because this is your time to shine. Oh, Review Bra, you Chick-fil-A shill you, because here comes the praise, which again I think is well deserved, and I call it like I see it. This has to be, as far as the ingredients are concerned, one of the freshest fast food chicken sandwiches I've ever had. I do not say that lightly, mind you. This genuinely is one of the freshest sandwiches, as far as just the freshness of the ingredients is concerned, like I said, that I've ever had. And the fact that this came from a place like Chick-fil-A, it's both an extreme compliment to them, but it's even surprising, even by Chick-fil-A standards, because I mean, you can obviously just see the lettuce, how vibrant it is, and, I feel anyway that it does have a lot of color to it, and it's just so fresh and crisp, all of the ingredients, and it tastes excellent. It really does. I thought to myself, I'm just going to say it, this is delicious. Even without the sauce, it is. Just the quality of the chicken, there's a good amount of it. It's juicy, it's flavorful, there's still a little bit of crisp on the outside, but there's such a good amount of it as well. Cheddar cheese adds that perfect note, the bacon is crisp and present as well. A nice little fattiness to it that you could taste likewise. You've got a juicy tomato and crisp lettuce, and the pretzel bun, obviously gives it some structure. A little bit of chewiness to the bun, but it's not overwhelming at all. A little bit of butteriness to the pretzel flavor as well, but it just ties everything together, and this is a delicious club sandwich. And like I said, delicious, that's the first word that came to mind as I was eating this. And usually when I try so many items these days, there's another word with a D that comes to mind, which is disgusting. But yeah, I don't think it's any coincidence at this point that Chick-fil-A just does one hit after another, after another, after another. As a matter of fact, I enjoy this sandwich so much, I kid you not. I would give this is already going to be in the 9s, without the Creamy Dijon Mustard Sauce. Easily. Without a doubt. Indisputably so. This is already that good. I can't even find really a single complaint about this. As far as convenience eating it, that's just my own problem. That's nothing that they did. I'm gonna try some of the Dijon mustard sauce now, see how that is. So let's try that out and see what that adds. When I do these reviews, I try to be as impartial as possible, and when it comes to so many establishments, can be ruthless sometimes. I'm thinking to myself, is there anything bad that I have to say about anything here? And I don't. And the Creamy Dijon Mustard Sauce, it just keeps coming. It's another excellent addition to this. Little bit, it's not overly spicy, you know, but it's got that still, that sharpness, as you would expect with Dijon mustard, pairs perfectly with the chicken. And there's a little sweet note to it also, a little sweet, creamy note to it. It complements it just fine. It doesn't detract at all. It's not too much. It's not over the top. It's the perfect accompaniment. And this is just an excellent item all around. Price for this is $7 to $10. Blows most items that you would get, especially chicken sandwiches these days, right out of the water. I'm very happy with it, and like I said, I'm just thinking, is there anything bad I have to say about it? The answer to this is no. I've nothing negative here. So, quality is excellent. Sauce is excellent. There's a good amount of the food. It's at a good price, you know, $7 to $10. I mean, for what you're getting, a delicious sandwich, I'd say the price is actually justifiable here. I can't say I'm surprised. Chick-fil-A is the one place that still consistently does a good job, and the trend continues. So, I'm very, very happy with them. Out of 10, therefore, this is going to be a really high score, but I mean, the sandwich is great. I would easily get this again. Every component is great. One of the freshest sandwiches I've had from a fast food place, by far. The sauce only adds to it. I don't have any... there's no complaints. 9.9 out of 10 is what I'm giving it. One of the best, if not the best, special release I've had from Chick-fil-A. And I sat here for a moment, I think you could see, because I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, is there anything bad about this item? And I'm not seeing it. This is excellent. So I would highly recommend it. Chick-fil-A, they know what they're doing. They've got a good thing, and they're keeping that good thing going. One of the only places these days that's actually still doing this. While every other establishment just falters and just pumps out garbage endlessly, Chick-fil-A just keeps on delivering. So Chick-fil-A, they just have to keep doing their thing because they're doing an excellent job at it. And I think many other establishments can learn a thing or two from Chick-fil-A, likewise. Excellent sandwich. I would highly recommend it if you're interested in chicken sandwiches. Excellent quality, and very, very impressed by it. Highly recommend. And that's all that I have for you. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I'm your host, The Report of the Week.